So today we discuss about the next part of the complex integration, Cauchy's residue theorem. So before studying what is the Cauchy's residue theorem, let us first think what is the meaning of singular point. We have already seen what is the singular point. So singular point z0 is called, or any point z0 is called singular point of the analytic function if the given function is not analytic at that point. So any point at which the given function is not analytic is called singular point. There is another point which is called isolated singular point. So isolated singular point is what? The singular point z0 is called isolated singular point of the given analytic function if in the small neighborhood of z0, say for example mod of z minus z0 is less than epsilon, there is no any other singular point of the given function, then that point is called isolated singular point. What it means, let us consider, for example, if we have given the small neighborhood, suppose this is z minus z0. Okay, so now let us see that this z0 is any point which is singular point. So except that singular point, there is no any other singular point in this open interval. Open interval means it is called neighborhood, open neighborhood. Neighborhood means nothing but a open interval. So if there is no any other singular point which is situated in this neighborhood of the given z0, then this is called isolated singular point. It is totally isolated. Next thing is Laurent series. So what is Laurent series? Laurent series of the function f of z around the point z is equal to z0 is given by f of z is equal to a0, then a1 z minus z0 whole to the power 1, then a2 z minus z0 whole to the power 2, plus a3 z minus z0 whole to the power 3, and so on up to a. This is an z minus z0 whole to the power n. And this is what it is. This contains the positive power of the z minus z0. Similarly, we can also write down the negative power a minus 1 z minus z0 whole to the power minus 1, a2 a minus 2 z minus z0 whole to the power minus 2, up to a minus n z minus z0 to the power minus n. So this total series is called Laurent series. It was given by Laurent, so this is called Laurent series. So in this Laurent series, there are two parts. If you see the first part, it is what? It contains the positive power of z minus z0 up to power n, and it also contains the negative power of z minus z0 up to also the power minus n. So out of these two parts, there are two parts. If we take the analytic part of Laurent series, analytic part means what? Analytic part means the function will be analytic in the given part. Just look here, if we consider the first positive terms, so it is analytic, and because the power of z is always even, always positive. So this term a0, a1 z minus z0, a2 z minus z0 whole square, a3 z minus z0 whole to the power 3, and so on. Since this all are has the positive power of z minus z0, therefore this term is called analytic part of the Laurent series. Similarly, if you take the negative part, this Laurent series consisting of positive powers of z minus z0 is called the analytic part of the Laurent series. So this is the analytic part of the Laurent series. Similarly, if you see the next part, what is the principal part of the Laurent series? So principal part of the Laurent series is what? It is the negative part. Laurent series consisting of negative powers of z minus z0 is called the principal part of the Laurent series. So that is a minus 1 z minus z0 whole to the power minus 1 plus 8 minus 2 z minus z0 whole to the power minus 2 up to a minus n z minus z0 whole to the power minus n. So what will happen? This will this a minus 1 upon z minus z0. This will come in denominator. A minus 2 upon z minus z0 whole to the power 2 and plus a minus n z minus z0 whole to the power n. So this is called the principal part of the Lorentz series. Okay, next. Here an and a minus n are given by the integral. So this can be calculated with the help of this formula. An is equal to 1 upon 2 pi I integration under the closed curve C of f of z and z minus z0 whole to the power n plus 1. Suppose if you want to calculate a minus n, so this formula will be 1 upon 2 pi I integration under the closed curve f of z upon z minus z0 whole to the power minus n plus 1. Minus n plus 1. Okay. So with the help of this formula, we are able to calculate the value of an and a minus n. Then what is the meaning of single pole? What is the meaning of simple pole? Simple pole means what? If we take the first term, just look here. If we take this first term, what we are getting? A minus 1 upon z minus z0 whole to the power 1. So now here, if the principal part of the Lorentz series, contains only the first term, what is the first term? This is the first term. Okay. Then the singular point z0 is called simple pole. This z0 is singular point. Why it is called singular point? Because if you put z equal to z0, the function will not define, means it will not be analytic. So therefore this z0, this singular point z0 is called simple pole. Similarly, if we take the first two terms, this and this term, so what is the, if we write this second term, a minus 2 upon z minus z0 whole to the power 2. So now what is this? This here again, z equal to z0 is the singular point. Okay, and what is the order of this? It is 2. So that's why it is called simple, not simple pole. It is called pole of order 2. It is called pole of order 2. If the principal part of the Lorentz series contained first two terms, this term and this term. And okay, so what is the highest power? It is minus 2. Then the singular point z0 is called the pole of order 2. Similarly, we can write down what is the pole of order 3. If it contains a 1, 2, and 3 part. If this contains 3 part, then we say that it is the pole of order 3. Similarly, we can define what is the pole of order 4 and so on. So similarly, what is the pole of order n? So if the principal part of the Lorentz series contains all n terms, then the singular point z0 is called the pole of order n. So now all the terms of the principal part of the Lorentz series, then it is called the pole of order n. Then next thing is residue of f of z. So what is residue of f of z? A minus 1. What is a minus 1? This part. A minus 1 is called the residue of the function f of z, which is given by a minus 1 is equal to 1 upon 2 pi I integration under the closed curve C f of z dz. So this is what it is, residue of the given function f of z. So now our next aim is to find out how to find the residue of the any complex function f of z. So let us try to find out the residue. So now for that purpose, we study about the Cauchy's residue theorem. So what is Cauchy's residue theorem? If f of z is analytic on and within a closed contour C, except at finite number of isolated singular points within C, then integration under the closed curve C of f of z with respect to z is equal to 2 pi I times of R1 plus R2 plus R3 up to Rn. This is Rn. Okay, so now this is what it is. Suppose we have given different residue R1 plus R1, R2 plus R3. So now this total integration is what? It is the sum of all the residue at the different point. So 2 pi I into R1 plus 2 pi I into R2 plus 2 pi I into R3 and so on. 2 pi I Rn. So these R1, R2, R3, Rn. These are what? These are the residues. What are they? Where R1, R2, R3, Rn are the residues at the singular points within C. The very important point is what? It is within C. If we are taking outside of C, then it should not be considered. When we saw some example, then it will be very clear. Now, second thing is how to calculate the value of R1, R2, and Rn. Okay, so I think when we studied about the jet transform, so at that time we used the inversion integral formula, and at that time we also used the residue. So what is the general formula for residue? So there are different methods, but now we use this method. Residue R at the pole z equal to z0 of order n is given by r equal to 1 upon n minus 1 factorial, n minus 1 derivative of z minus z0 to the power n, and multiply by f of z at z equal to z0. So this is the formula for the calculating the residue at pole z is equal to z0 of order n. Okay, now so what will happen if you want to find the residue of the simple pole? So what is the residue of simple pole? Just we calculate, we put n equal to 1. Simple pole means order 1. So n equal to 1, if we put it, what is this? 1 minus 1 is 0 factorial. 0 factorial is 1. It is 1 minus 1 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. So this total part will become 1. So we are getting z minus z0 f of z at z equal to z0. So the residue of simple pole is z minus z0 to the power n, not n. N will be 1. F of z at z is equal to z0. Similarly, if we consider, if we want to find the residue of pole of order 2, the residue R at the pole z equal to z0 of order 2 is given by, only what we will do, put n equal to 2. So this will become 1 upon 1 factorial. Now this is what? It is 1, not it is 2. It is 1. This total part is 1. So and then 2 minus 1 is, so first derivative of z minus z0 whole to the power 2 f of z, and z is equal to, this is z0 at z0. Okay, so let us try to take one example, then it will be very clear. Now we want to calculate using residue theorem, find out the integration of this under the closed curve C, where C is the contour mod of z plus 1 equal to 2. Okay, so sometime this will not given, using residue theorem it will not given to you. So the question will be what? Evaluate this integral where C is the contour z plus 1 is equal to mod of z plus 1 is equal to 2. So how to solve this example? So let I is equal to this integration of f of z under the closed curve C. Then what is f of z over here? F of z is equal to 2z square plus 2z plus 1 upon z plus 1 whole cube and z minus 3. So now what is this points z plus 1 and z minus 3? So z plus 1 equal to 0 means z equal to minus 1, and z minus 3 equal to 0 means z is equal to 3. These 2 points are singular points. Z equal to minus 1 and z equal to 3. These 2 points are singular points, or sometimes we can also call these are the poles. So this is the pole. Z equal to minus 1 is the pole of order 3 because its power is 3. And this is what? It is the pole of order 1, means it is simple pole. Z equal to 3 is a simple pole. So here f of z has simple pole at z equal to 3. So z equal to 3 means what? Real part is 3 and imaginary part is 0. And the pole of order 3 at z is equal to minus 1. It has, okay, and it is what? It is minus 1, 0. Out of these 2 poles, z is equal to 3 lies outside the contour, and z is equal to minus 1 lies inside the circle mod of z plus 1 equal to 2. So now we have already traced what is the mod of z plus 1 equal to 2. You can simplify it. Z can be written as x plus iy plus 1 equal to 2. And again we put x plus 1, iy means real part and imaginary part. You can separate it. And then mod of x plus iy is root over x plus 1 whole square plus y square is equal to 2 square. Okay. And now if we take its square, we get this part. So now it is what? It is nothing but a circle. This is a circle of radius 2. And what is the center? It is minus 1, 0. Minus 1, 0 is the center of the circle and 2 is the radius of circle. So this is what? This is the circle. So this circle is what? This is the center of circle is minus 1, 0. And its radius is, this is 0. And this is again from this to this point, it is 2. So radius of this circle is 2. Okay. So now if we write down the point, what is the first point? It is 3, 0. So this 3, 0, just look here, this 3, 0 lies out, this is the point 3, 0. So this point lies outside the contour, means outside the circle, x plus 1 whole square plus y square equal to 4. Right? But now the point, another point, z is equal to minus 1, which is what? Which is nothing but minus 1, 0, which is the center of the circle. So now it lies inside the center, inside the contour. So now what it means? So we cannot use the Cauchy's residue theorem for z is equal to 3. Correct? We can use the Cauchy's residue theorem for z is equal to minus 1. But now if you want to use the Cauchy's residue theorem, what is the order of this pole? It is 3. It is 3. So let us use the Cauchy's residue theorem. So therefore, integration under the closed curve C f of z dz, this is equal to 2 pi r, 2 pi I into r, where what is r? This r is, where r is the residue at z is equal to minus 1 given by, so we will write the formula. We have already written the formula. This is general formula, 1 upon n minus 1 factorial, n minus 1 derivative of z minus z0 to the power n f of z at z is equal to z0. So let us put the value of f of z. What is f of z? What is z0? What is the value of n? What is the value of n over here? It is 3. So we can write it r is equal to 1 upon 3 minus 1 factorial. 3 minus 1 factorial. It is what? 3 d 2 dz square, because n equal to 3, and z minus z0 to the power 3 f of z at z is equal to minus 1. So what is f of z? We can again put what is the value of f of z. So 3 minus 1 factorial d2 dz square, z minus of minus 1 plus 1 whole square. And what is f of z? It is 2z square plus 2z plus 1 upon z plus 1 whole cube z minus 3. So this z minus 1 whole cube and z minus 1 whole cube, both will cancel. So we have to differentiate 2z square plus 2z plus 1 upon z minus 1, and after differentiating we have to put z is equal to minus 1. Okay, so let us take step by step. So first step, what we have done, we have substituted n equal to 3, z0 equal to minus 1, and f of z is equal to we have substituted the value of f of z like this, and z equal to z0. Again 3 minus 1 is 2, and this is what? It is minus of minus 1 is plus, z plus 1 whole cube, z plus 1 whole cube, this 2 will be cancelled. So what we are getting? 1 upon 2. How to write? z2 z is dz square, it can be written as d by dz and d by dz. Okay, and now we have to differentiate. We have to first differentiate this with respect to z. So we use the u by v rule, numerator and denominator. So what is the formula for that? So denominator is z minus 3, derivative of numerator. What is the derivative of 2z square plus 2z? So it is 4z plus 2. So derivative of 4z square plus 2z is 4z plus 2 minus 2z square plus 2z plus 1, and again derivative of z minus 3 is, it is 1, and whole divided by z minus 1 whole square, so z minus 3 whole square. Okay, again we simplify it. What we are getting, let us multiply this part. Let us multiply z minus 3, 4z plus 2. So this is 4z square minus 2z minus 12z minus 6. So we have written y. Just look here, 4z square plus 2z, sorry, it is plus 2z minus 12z minus 6. Okay, and the next part is what it is, we have just opened the bracket. So all positive terms over here will become negative, 2z square minus 2z minus 1. So this minus 2z and this plus 2z will cancel. So what we are getting? We are getting this 4z square minus 2z square. So this is what it is. It is 2z square. 2z square, and again minus 12z. We are writing minus 12z, and this next thing is what it is, minus 1, and minus 1 minus 6 is minus 7. So again we have to differentiate. This is what, this is the term which we have to again differentiate. So now again we use the u by v rule. So 1 upon 2, denominator is z minus 3 whole square, and what is the derivative of 2z square? So this is 4z minus 12. This is the derivative of numerator. So it is written 4z minus 12 minus 2z square minus 12z. 2z square minus 12z means numerator minus 7. What is the derivative of z minus 3 whole square? So 2z minus 3 into 1. So no, 1 is not written over here. So 2z minus 3. Again look here, z minus 3, z minus 3, z minus 3, and z minus 3 is common. So we can cut, or we can take common z minus 3 as a common, and both will cancel. So it has only, its power is 2. So we have only z minus 3 and 4z minus 12, and this z minus 3 will be outside. So this will be eliminated, and its power is 4. So we have the power z minus 3 whole to the power 3. Okay, again we have to multiply this part. No need to multiply it because we have already differentiated. So let us put what is the value of z. The value of z is equal to minus 1. So we have to just put z equal to minus 1. So minus 1 minus 3, then 4z means 4 minus 12, and then minus 2. So 2 times of minus 1 square is 2, minus plus 12 minus 7 upon minus 1 minus 3 whole to the power 3. So it is minus 4, and it is minus 16, and this is what it is, 14 minus 7 is 7. So 2 times of 7. So minus 4 into 16 is plus 64, and 2 into 7 is 14, divided by minus 4 whole cube means 4 into 4 is 16, 16 4 is 64, and there is a minus sign. So 64 minus 12, 64 minus 12 is what? 64 minus 12 is 50, 14 is 50 divided by 64. So this will cancel, 2 will be cancelled, 225. So we are getting minus 25 by 64. So this is the value of r. So once we have the value of r, then what is the value of this integration? So we have to just put the value of r. So 2 pi I into minus 25 by 64. So again 2 will cancel with this, and the answer is what? It is minus 25 pi I upon 32. So now if you see this example clearly, there is a difficulties over here because we are differentiating 2 times. Okay, so there is a problem if the order of the pole is more than 2, right? Let us take one more example. Same example, same type of examples we are taking over here, but now here where f of z is equal to this is given f of z, and here it has again z minus 1. So z is equal to 1 and z is equal to 2 are the two singular points. It has it is of order 2 and it is of order 1. So this is simple pole and this is the pole of order 2. And now if we trace what is the contour is given, mod of z is equal to 4. So mod of z is equal to 4 is nothing but x square plus y square equal to 16. Is what? It is a circle of center 0, 0 and radius 4. So if we draw the point, it is 1, 0 and it is 2, 0. So both the points inside the contour, given contour. So what it means, we apply the Cauchy's residue theorem for both the points. So for first point, it has order 2 and for second point, it is a simple pole. So we use both the formula. So let us write down, it is 2 pi I times of R1 plus R2. So what is R1? So R1 can be calculated. You have to put, we have already taken n equal to 1. So we get, this is 1, not 0. R1 is what? R1, R2 residue at 1. 1 is of, okay, it is of order 2. So we are putting n equal to 2. So we are getting this. So clearly this z minus 1 whole square, z minus 1 whole square will cancel. So sine pi z square plus 2z upon z minus 2 at z is equal to 1. So if we again simplify and we will take the derivative of this part, again we use denominator derivative of numerator minus numerator derivative of denominator divided by denominator square. And if we simply, after differentiating, if you put z is equal to 1, what we are getting minus 1 minus 2, 1 minus 2, 2 pi cos pi plus 2, but cos pi is equal to what? It is minus 1 and sin pi is 0. So we can substitute the value. So minus 1 minus 2 pi plus 2 minus 0 minus 2. Again, if we simplify it, it is 2 pi minus 2 because we multiply this will become positive and this minus will become 2 pi minus 4. Okay, so this is our answer. That is the value of R1. Similarly, we can find what is the R2. R2 is what? It is the residue of simple pole. So we have to put n equal to 1. So we are just getting this z minus 2. Z minus 2 will cancel. We are getting sine pi z square plus 2z upon z minus 1 whole square. And factorial 0 is 1. So if you put z is equal to 2, what will happen? Sine 4 pi, because z square is 2, so 2 to the 4. And 2z plus 2z, so 2 to the 4 again. So sine 4 pi is what? It is sine 0. So sine 0 is 0. So 0, so it will become 4 upon 1 square means 4. So this is the residue at z is equal to 2. So we substitute both the values in the equation number 1. So what is the integration of the closed curve sine pi z square plus 2z upon z minus 1 whole square into z minus 2. This is 2 pi I times of, this is the residue for this z minus 1 whole square, and this 4 is the residue of z is equal to 2. So this minus 4 plus 4 will cancel, 2 pi I into 2 pi. So it is 4 pi square. So in this manner, we can calculate the residue, and with the help of residue, we are also able to find out the integration. So similarly, these are some exercise problems. For example, if we see what is the question is there, find the residues at each of the poles of the given function. So now, what is this? There are 3 poles over here. Z is equal to minus 1 of order 2, Z is equal to I of order 1, and Z is equal to minus 2 of order 1. So we use the simple formula and we will try to find out the residue at that point. So if you want to find residue of that point, what will happen? What is the residue R1? It is, since its order is 2, so 1 upon 2 factorial means 2 minus 1 factorial, and derivative of z plus 1 whole square, and then z cube plus 2 upon z plus 1 whole square, z minus I, z plus 2 at z is equal to minus 1. This 2 will cancel. If we differentiate it and we substitute the value of z equal to minus 1, we get the answer 6 by 5 times of 2 minus I. Similarly, if we come to the second example, it is what? It is a similar question. So z plus 1 whole square means what? We can write z plus I and z minus I. So we can find out what is the residue at z plus I, means z is equal to I and z is equal to minus I. So we are able to calculate with the help of the given formula. So in this manner, we can also calculate the residue of these functions. And now the second part is what? Actually, this is what it is, the basic part. This will not come in the exam, but the question will come, what is the integration of this part? Just look here. We have calculated, let us see the fourth example. What is the fourth example? It is this. And now the same thing is given in terms of question. Evaluate the following integrals. Now it is not mentioned that we have to use the residue theorem. So clearly, if we have the pole of order more than 2 or more than 3, then we use the Cauchy's residue theorem. Otherwise, we can also solve this example with the help of previous topic. Correct? So now here, z plus 1 and z, there are 3 singular points over here. One is z equal to minus 1, second is z is equal to 3, and third one is the z equal to minus 3. So these two are the simple poles, correct? And only z equal to minus 1 is what? It has the pole of order minus, pole of order 3. So we use the, and now we will also draw this circle. What about this circle? It is nothing but x minus 3 plus iy is equal to 5. So now if we write down x minus 3 whole square plus y square is equal to 25. So now if we draw this circle, what is this circle? This is a circle like this. Okay, so it is what? It is the center of the circle is 3, 0 and its radius is 5. Its radius is 5. So clearly here, z equal to minus 1. This is, if it is, this is 0, 3, 0. 3, 0 means what? It is 1, 2, it is 1 and it is 0. This part is 0 because it is positive now. So 3 is positive. So this is 2, this is 1, this is 0. So this z equal to minus 1. Where is the z equal to minus 1? Minus 1 will lie in this point. This is minus 1, which will be outside the contour. Z equal to 3 will lie and z equal to minus 3 will also lie. Just look here, z equal to minus 3. So this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, like that. So this will also not lie in the contour. So we have only this z equal to 3 will lie inside the contour. So in this manner, we are able to solve another question. Okay, now whatever, how to solve this question? Cot z is given. Cot z is equal to sin z upon, cos z upon sin z. So sin z is equal to 0 we put. What is sin z equal to 0? Means sin 0. So z is equal to 0. Z is equal to plus minus pi. If you put 2 pi, then it will be outside the circle. So there will be 3 points which are singular points. So at that point, we are also able to try to find out the residue, and we use the Cauchy's residue theorem. We get the value of the integral. Okay. So in this manner, we are able to solve the questions.